Hello, all. We're back in the cozy house. Coming at you today, finally, with chapter 2 of our erotic, steamy romance, Beyond Time's Embrace, the Monarch of Knowledge. Hope you guys are enjoying. Hope you guys enjoy all the new shorts, all the new short stories, being the scary stories. And with that, let's dive all in to chapter 2, Building the Town. 2 months have passed since I arrived in this world. The wedding was a successful union of both villages. The lovebirds, eager for the night to end, may have found the ideas I suggested useful for their time alone. To my surprise, I was asked to sit with the village chiefs to decide which village to settle in. Fortunately, I intended, as they planned to abandon the village with the waterfall, natural protection, and water source, simply because it wasn't the original settlement. Now we've all moved here, and the old Falls town will serve as an outpost for the more fertile farmlands beyond the trees. The combined efforts of both towns make work more efficient, though compared to modern times it feels painfully slow. An assembly line may be in order. My first project was showers, revolutionary for this era. Thanks to my knowledge of ancient Rome, I envisioned construction of an aqueduct from the small waterfall to a raised water tower. Using pulleys, we could release stored water through wooden pipes and faucets. The change in smell hasn't gone unnoticed. With each successful idea, I gained more trust and confidence in my projects. However, I'm concerned that building a defensive wall isn't a high priority for the village chiefs. It turns out the main bandits around here were just the rivaling villages. And with the farms needing attention, they don't consider cutting wood for a wall important. After the harvest, each village used to hold a celebration. This year being the first joint celebration in generations, the villages want to throw a festival, and the chiefs even want to invite the local lord. I'm ready to create a festival beyond anything these people have ever seen, with the real goal of impressing the lord. I sent a few lads to the nearest city to invite any bards they could find. The ingredients here are sparse, but I've managed to make some culinary improvements. I'll arrange snack booths leading to a stage with ale and whatever passes for music in this era. I've spent time teaching the children a version of Romeo and Juliet, but to truly make an impression, I need something unforgettable. Setting up a brothel wasn't easy. I'd already married the only adults of age, so I had to broaden the search. I gave one boy I sent to find the bards the additional task of recruiting anyone interested in trying their luck in the countryside. The harvest was record-breaking for both villages, a good omen for their union. A week before the festival, we received word that the Lord would visit with his wife and a few members of his house. Now I just needed entertainment. 3 days before the festival, the lads returned with a solo bard and a caravan group. It would suffice. I entertained the idea of ending the night with a competition. Have the bards compete, so to speak. I found my secret agent and asked if his mission was successful. He was new to the idea of a mission, but enjoyed playing along. He led me to the back of the caravan, introducing 4 people. The first was a woman my age, holding a baby. She'd been kicked out of her last home for refusing to abandon her child. The next was a beggar woman, clad in rags with tangled hair and a layer of grime, thin and frail. I wondered what a shower might do for her. The third was a young man who had likely just reached the age I'd requested. His merchant father had sold him to a brothel after discovering he was gay. The last was a young girl. Hold up. I had a very strict age requirement, I said, eyeing the boy I had sent. My lord, the woman with the child said. Not a lord, just a guy trying to make his way, I replied. Apologies, sir. She does not speak much and didn't wish to come, but she'll be killed if she returns to that city, the woman explained. Why? I asked. Her father is a noble. At first he was kind to her, but when his wife found out, a killer was sent after her. That's why I asked your boy here to bring her. I worked in the same house as her mother, so I knew her story. Having her here won't make things safer for me, I began. She can't work for me, but I can't let her die either. So we'll change her name, and she'll work as my assistant. I could use the help. I welcome you all to work in my new brothel. This will be an experience unlike any other. But first, introductions are in order. I'm Declan. What are your names? The woman with the child was named Rain. The beggar girl was Mila. The boy's name was Arn. I gave the young girl a new name, Artemis, after one of my favorite Greek gods. A name unlikely to draw attention in this kingdom that seems curiously Swedish, if it were like my world. Arn, you say you're a merchant's son. I'll need a salesman, won't I? That will be your job when you aren't servicing men with your similar interests, I said. I can work with women too, sir, he responded. No need. I'll handle that until we find more men. Just focus on your strengths, I replied. Artemis, please go with my young friend here. Help everyone get cleaned up in the showers, and then bring them to my house. After arranging lodging for the musicians, I returned home. Artemis awaited me outside, and I directed her to her cabin where she'd be staying. When I returned to mine, I found my 3 new employees inside. I told Arn he could leave and join Artemis in her cabin. Part of his job now would be watching over the young girl. As for Rain and Mila, I was impressed with how they cleaned up. Rain, in clean clothes and without her baby, looked stunning. She had emerald green eyes and a soft nose, and curly black hair that draped over freckled shoulders. She was slightly shorter than me, and her nervous breathing was evident as her chest rose and fell. Mila, on the other hand, was petite, and the shortest I'd seen here. Her rusty colored hair, cropped short, framed her face beautifully. It must have been cut by the women of the village to get rid of the grime and dirt stuck in it. With delicate features and a captivating amber eyes, she was hard to look away from. If you both are to work here, I need to understand your skills and preferences to know how best to assign you, I said, reaching out to both. Rain reached back first, her fingers brushing lightly against mine, pushing deeper as they intertwined, the touch electric, sending a shiver through both our bodies. She exhaled sharply, her nerves giving way to something deeper. Rain leaned in, her body instinctively molding against my own as I pulled her closer, my hand finding the curve of her waist. Mila stepped forward, watching us both, her amber eyes never leaving Rain's face. Her movements were slower, more deliberate, as if unsure of where she fit into this intimate dance. The inexperience oozed off of her. She would take work. Mila's breathing hitched, her amber eyes widened as Rain's lips hovered just inches from her own, the space between them crackling with a shared anticipation. With a greedy first step, Mila closed the distance, her lips meeting Rain's in a tender, searching kiss. I watched them for a moment, my eyes devouring every detail, my ears every sound, my skin every touch. Together we formed a circle of heat, of shared breathing and quiet whispers, the room spinning in a slow dance with touch and sensation. Nothing needed to be said. Everything was told in motion, an erotic play for 3. Rain's confidence leading us both. With Rain's hands around my manhood, I lifted Mila with one arm under her. She was light as a feather. Tossing her to the bed was child's play. Rain laughed with glee as she looked into my eyes, working harder to ready me for our new friend. She welcomed me with far more grace than I ever thought possible from the shy girl from moments ago. We worked together to build Rain's jealous nature. She held herself at bay as long as she could. She removed me from Mila and positioned herself so. I need not train this one. I may have met my equal even in this time period. Her true strength in her eyes, she never broke my gaze once. It wasn't unnoticed by Mila, learning ever so fast. As we completed our union, I realized I had found not one, but 2 diamonds in the rough. My ventures here were ready to be tested, and my future in the past was about to begin. I hope you guys enjoyed Chapter 2 of Beyond Time's Embrace. the most erotic and sensual audiobook you'll be hearing on YouTube. If you do, like and subscribe. Hope to see you guys next time, and see you in the comments. Bye.